Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to talk about meditation. Meditation has single-handedly changed my life, and I want to explain how I do that, how it's changed my life, and I recommend it to all. So if you're just getting started with meditation, or you're an absolute beginner, you've never tried it but you've heard of it and you know that you want to start incorporating this, or you want to give it a go, I'm going to explain it in simple terms, break it right down, because we don't need to overcomplicate this. This is way more simpler than everyone kind of thinks, really. So yeah, you might be thinking, oh, I can't do it, I can't clear my mind, or am I doing it right? All of this kind of stuff, or I've not got time. Believe me, it's worth it. It's worth that perseverance. Everything that's worth having does take a bit of perseverance, and you might not see the benefits straight away, but a bit like everything, like exercise or other things, yoga, whatever that is, it takes that time, that repetition, before you really start to experience and feel the benefits of it. But I actually think this is probably the easiest one to incorporate into our daily routine that has mega benefits, because all we have to do is literally just sit there. So it might be uncomfortable. This is part of it. It might be discomfort, like, oh, it's taking forever and all of this. It's about being okay with that discomfort. That's what it is. So I'll explain first of all what we kind of do, get straight to it. So all we're actually doing is becoming the observer of our thoughts. So we'll start with the breath. You kind of use this as the anchor to keep going back to, is the breath. So all you're actually doing is breathing in and breathing out and noticing that breath. And when you're noticing the breath, that means you're present, because normally we don't notice ourselves breathing. We just get on with things. We're thinking 1,000 things all of the time, all day long, every single minute, loads of thoughts here and there and everything. So all we're doing is noticing when a thought comes in. So we're becoming absolutely present. So we'll notice if we're sat on the floor, we'll notice the chair or the ground beneath us. If we're outside, notice the wind blowing in your face, notice noise around. So this is the thing with meditation as well. You could be in a quiet place, or you could be in a really noisy place, and you would still get the same benefits, because all you're doing is becoming present, noticing what's around, noticing the thoughts come in, and bringing it back to the breath. This is literally all it is keep noticing the thought, bring it back, because inevitably those thoughts come in. This is what people think, oh, I can't clear my mind. It's like, no, you don't have to. All we're doing is we're slowing that down, we're calming that chitter chatter down, because we spend so long of our lives on autopilot. It's like 90% of our day is on autopilot from the previous day, and this programming, this, that and the other. So it's about just slowing that down, calming that chatter down, bringing it back to the breath. This is like a workout for the muscle of the mind. The mind is a muscle, just like every other muscle. So how we'll do exercise to work out our other muscles, when we notice notice the thought and bring it back to the breath, that is the equivalent of lifting a weight and working out your arm muscles, for example. That is you working out the muscle of the mind. So we can start off by just 1 minute. Start off small, so, short, and you can build that up, and you'll notice that you'll be able to build that up over time. Sometimes it's going to be more difficult than other times, naturally anyway. I have fallen away from it before. I'm not always meditating every single day. Like I said, it's most days. I do notice a massive difference when I haven't meditated as well, when I have fallen away from that for a bit of time. So the effects it's had on my life then. So I first started with guided meditations. So there's plenty of options out there. You don't have to just do the silent ones, which I've now moved on to, because I found I wasn't able to find a guided one. I was spending more time looking for that, and I just thought, no, I'll just get onto the silent ones, and then you really can become the observer there. But what the guided ones does is it helps you use your imagination, and it can bring you back as well. It can give you those reminders of bringing you back as well. So I started off with a guided meditation. It was one that said, complete this for like 21 days and you'll notice your life changed. And I just thought, it's worth it. It's 3 weeks. I'm just going to give it a go. And I made sure that I did this every single morning before I engaged with the world, before I looked at my phone, before I spoke to anyone. This was my kind of first thing, morning brain, is straight into meditation. 10 or 15 minutes was the length of this one that I did. But like I say, you can start off less. It's fine. 5 minutes, you're going to see a massive, massive difference with that. First thing in the morning is when our brain is most influenceable. It's closest to the sleep state, and our subconscious, as is last thing at night. But I find first thing in the morning, it's before you've had all the stressors and all the whatever's gone on in the day. So it's really, really a good time. It's when our thoughts are purer. It's an amazing time to journal afterwards as well, if you've got time for that. But we can, you can get onto that another time. If right now it's just about getting this in before work or whatever that might be. It would be so beneficial not to look at your phone before. I slip away from that as well. This is another addiction thing, isn't it? Our phone time, our screen time, that's really taking our kind of productivity and connection away, because we're filling that void with the phone straight away. So yeah, it's beneficial. First thing, morning brain, straight into meditation. Is how I found it most beneficial for me. But anytime, whenever you can fit this in, it's really good to do maybe before like a meeting, a conference call, or if you're speaking or doing something, because this is going to ground you before that as well. And it just helps. It helps with our thoughts and everything. Last thing at night is also really beneficial. Again, it's close to the sleep state, and it's going to set you up for a really great sleep, because beforehand, everything of the day, all of this clutter from the day, whatever we're engaging with, a good 90 minutes before sleep is kind of then going to affect our sleep, go into our sleep. So it's just a case of always being aware of that as well. And having meditation before sleep is going to really help with sleep. I actually went to a lucid dream workshop yesterday, and this meditation before sleep is one of the best tools to use if you're looking at lucid dreaming. That's a whole other subject. If you've not heard of it before, definitely look it up. Something I'm really, really interested in. I have been for many years now. It's not something I've mastered, but it's a case of putting a bit more time into that, and consistency with the practices to do around that. But even if it wasn't for that, it's going to get rid of that clutter before you're going into your sleep. And so it's super, super beneficial. So it's a case of getting comfortable with the discomfort. Is that the way you say it? You know what I mean anyway. Get comfortable with discomfort, persevere, remember all it is just becoming the observer, noticing your thoughts coming in. Generally, I do it sat up. I did start off with the guided meditations. It was a lay down one that I was like, it took you to a beach. But many people say if they're doing a lay down one, they might fall asleep. There's also like body scan ones as well. So you'd be laid down and it might talk you through like just noticing your body. We don't think about it most of the time when we're just, busy. But generally, usually we're sat up for meditation. I think that's about all the tips, to be honest. Reach out to me if you've got any questions. If I missed anything off, I'll include it in the notes. Let me know how you get on. I hope you found this beneficial, and I'll stop talking now. I'll see you in the next one. Much love.